end of the day, again, going to be very much energized, I'm sure, with the presentation of our youngsters, boys and girls, I would not say, our younger brothers and sisters. We begin with Prakash and Bindu. Prakash is the UCAN news reporter, Catholic youth leader in Nepal, very growing and emerging church, and also human rights activist. And Bindu is working with World Vision, an INGO as well as youth leader. We welcome both of you once again to present to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Good evening and namaste to all of you.
Namaste.
Me and Prakash, we are here to present our country report on ecology and youth. So, this is one of the picture of Nepal. Today we are we got the topic for the report. It's ecological and youth. We try to we know that ecology is effect to everyone and every sector. That's and our topic as youth. We more focused today. We more focused how ecology affects to the youth. Before it, I would like to give some pictures and some of the introduction of Nepal. This is general introduction of Nepal. Our official name of Nepal is Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal, and but we used just Nepal, and these are the some of other introductions. As most of you know that in Nepal we have major mountain peaks. It's like Sagarmatha, Kanchenjunga, Lhoste, Makalu, Choyu, Dhaulagiri. And Nepal situated in Hindu Kush Himalayan region. The Hindu Kush Himalayan region extended 3,500 kilometers overall, or part of the 8 countries from Afghanistan in the west of Myanmar in the east. It is the source of 10 large Asian river systems and provides water, ecosystem service, and the basic for livelihood in a population of around 210.53 million people in the region. The basins of these rivers provides water to 1.3 billion people, a fifth of the world's population. In this figure, you can see Nepal. Most of the part lies on the Hindu Kush Himalayan region. This is the map of Nepal. Here you can see that this is all the Himalayan region, and this green part, this is all the hilly area. And last one, this is the plain area of Nepal. Nepal is highly vulnerable to climate change impacts, while Tarai region is more vulnerable to floods, temperature rise, drought and fire. The mid hills are vulnerable to landslide and water shortage. Similarly, the Himalayas are vulnerable to snow melts, glacier retreats, and glacier lake outbursts, changing weather patterns, extreme rain events and associated flood and landslides, crop failures, water shortage, incidence of new disease and parasites, river cutting and land losses, and hydrological changes are some of the impacts of climate change noticed in Nepal. One of the problems that is global warming and the glacier has melted. You can see in this picture, here it is this is mountain and this is all as snow, but nowadays it is melted and its figure like changed, it is all water. So it looks better, but it can be a problem in future. In Nepal alone, out of its 2,323 glacier lakes, 23 lakes are expanding in their size and may come to the point of glacier lake outburst floods, all because of the global warming's negative effects. This is also same picture. So I will have to skip. These are some of the hazards because of the climate change. It's a climate refugee, one of the problem hazard. The cause of Upper Mustang district identified as Nepal's first climate refugee, where the villagers abandoned the village due to the lack of drinking and drinking water. In where an identification of what climate change can rule in its ever-expanding womb, ironically the year it suffered from landslide. And another problem is natural disaster. Dam issues, floods, landslide are major disasters, high risk of earthquake. In case of earthquake, Kathmandu will be detached from rest part of the country as well as other world. Likewise, another hazard, it is effects on agriculture. Agriculture, biodiversity and health sector are also diversely affected by climate change in Nepal. Nepal is agriculture-based country where about 80% of people depend on agriculture, and the agriculture system of most area is rainfall dependent. The agriculture sector of Nepal is severely hit by change in hydrological cycle. This is some of the figure of the ecological system of Nepal, or the climate change problem we are facing in our country. So I would like to call my friend to explain how this kind of climate change affects to the youth. What are the problems they have been facing in our country? So I would like to hand over this mic to my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, just we try to give some picture of the climate change and its effect in Nepal. So I'd like to go to its impact. The climate change leads to forced migration of distress. If we talk about the Hindu Kush region, the 1.3 billion people depend on that regions, the rivers. So I try to show it here. And the thousands of people every year they're displaced because of the flood. In Nepal, the remote geographical structure, as you know, we have high mountain hills, so people like to come down the plain area to have a better opportunity. So it's also because of the natural and the geographical situation that people like to come down. So this is also because of this climate change also, because we talk about the snow melting, glacier lake also. People are afraid to live in the mountain region. They are afraid of this flood, the outburst of the glacier lake. So they're coming down. Now also about the agriculture in the Himalayan region, there's a less agricultural product. And also due to the displacement and migration of the people from hilly region to the low plain area, the population is increasing in the low area, and also previously in the hilly area, because of the increasement in the population, the deforestation and the soil erosion occur. Now they are coming down the plain region, so we'll have a lot of problems in the plain region also. Kathmandu Valley alone, the Kathmandu city is already overpopulated. The small valley is highly populated and very highly vulnerable to the earthquake in the world. Nepal is fourth most vulnerable in terms of the possible negative impact of the ongoing climate crisis in the world. Oh, sorry. I don't know where is that. Yeah.
Take time to do it. I see. Okay.
No, I think I missed some.
Yeah, I missed some.
I missed already something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after this. Okay, I'll just skip some of the area. Maybe I have some picture there. The percentage of the population occurred in the area-wise, like more than 50% of the population lies in the 17% of the land. The plain region is 70% in the 17% in Nepal, and 50% of the population are living there now. All are coming together in the plain area, and so 56% the area which lies the hilly area. Only I think I don't know how many is written there. Very few people are there, but 50% of the population living in the 17% of the land. So because of the migration from the hill and mountain to the Tarai region. So in fact, it's the ecological balance. So due to this overpopulation in the 17% of the plain area, the ecological balance, the deforestation is occurring there also, and imbalance in the development. So many people are coming in the Tarai, the plain area. So development in the hilly area and the mountain area is less, and the government is trying to focus on the Tarai area to have more development. And unemployment problem is, the more people gather, there is no job. Social crime, people from east, west, and north coming together with a different mind, and so they have a lot of trouble among themselves. And there are small arms rising, more than 100 is noted officially and unofficially. In small arms rising in Nepal on the basis of different demands. So we also don't know how many arms are there every day rising in different demands. As the Nepal is in transition period, many people are coming, ask for their rights and inclusion issue. So there are so many groups forming every time. And prostitution, so social crime, the prostitution also growing. Domestic violence is always accelerating, and the ethnic conflict. Those people from the hilly area coming in the down, and the people in the down and the Tarai region, those who are called Adivasi indigenous people, they feel that the hilly areas people are displacing them. So sometimes there is a clash between the Tarai region people and also hilly area people. Sometimes also the people from India, the Bihar side also come inside the Nepal area, and so also there is clash sometimes. Especially during the flood. If there is a flood, the victim from the India also come that side. And we have a dam issue. She mentioned about dam issue. There are several dams. If we close the dam, the Nepal will be flooded. If we open the dam, then India will be flooded. So it's very, very difficult. So both sides is difficult. So the dam issue is another problem for the both side people. And the consequences of human rights violations, social injustice, and the human trafficking. I like to focus on those things. Now, definitely Egypt and ecology. Majority of the victims of the ecological crisis are youth in terms of education, employment, and other basic needs, and also in terms of small arms and other conflict. Youth are more involved. In Nepal, youth are core population. People who are age of 16 to 40, newly youth policy of Nepal says that, who are economically active and covers more than 40% of the total population. According to the National Youth Policy of Nepal, aim to train the youth to fight against the ecological crisis and to take preventive methods to minimize the effect of climate change. The policy has taken this strategy regarding the climate change and the foreign employment almost every day, around 1,300 people live in country, excluding those who goes to India. We have no country to India because of the open border system. So by international airport, around 1,300 people leaving country every day for the foreign employment. So, and the majority of them are, of course, the youth, age of the 16 to 40. So I like to escape actually because of the time. Due to lack of knowledge, we need the climate change policy. Identify vulnerable sector. We need the climate change policy. It's necessary to create a technical and financial opportunity at the national and the international level. The process of addressing climate change. You know why we need the climate change policy. Actually, my focus is the social impact of the climate change. So I like to skip. Linked in the current policy. I went through the policy, some part of the policy, and I found that it's too general and ambitious. They have said we'll do this and that, this and that. But the climate change covers everywhere. It's affects everyone. So simply, I heard that 33% of the pollution done by the US, and that caused our Himalayan melting down. So we cannot do anything living in Nepal and say that we will prevent our Himalayan. We cannot do that. So it's connected to everywhere, whole world. So maybe it's too ambitious also sometimes. We talk about policy. Does not regard the alternative economic life of those people who are dependent on the ecological environment change. Those people who we talk about the climate change refuge in the upper Mustang. The Mustang is the Muktinath. Some of you know the Muktinath. So beyond the Muktinath is called Mustang. Muktinath also in the Mustang. But that area is same like a Tibet. So people living in that area, Himalayan area, they are afraid of the glacial lake outburst, and they have no cultivation, and they have no water. So those kind of people are very vulnerable to the climate change, and there is no alternative economic life for them in the policy. Does not address the preventive method to rescue those culture and community who are already vulnerable. Non-realistic and lack of time framework. They simply say we do this and that, but it's not realistic and there is no time framework also mentioned. Our relationship with the environment, God's sacred creation. Now, on a Christian perspective, you know more than me, so I don't need to talk about much about these things. But referring to the Genesis 1:27-30, simply by virtue of being a Christian, we are obligated to balance the ecosystem. It has clearly shown that how important is the environment for us in Genesis. And the CST principle also knocks us to take action against the climate change and its impact on the creation. Creation has an integrity that has an inherent value beyond its usefulness to the human beings. So you know the CST more than me. And the church response in countries of Nepal. However, Nepal Caritas' greatest IPM project, Integrated Pest Management Project, which is environmentally friendly, has been implemented across the country. More than 60 districts has covered by this out of 75 districts in Nepal. Various programs, human rights, peace, cooperative, small development program by the Caritas Nepal, and different social activities of the Catholic religious community, which serves more than 99.9% non-Christian, has indirectly addressed the consequences of ecological crisis on social lives. So I'll try to connect with the social life and ecological crisis. And this is the Benedict's Pope saying about this. But the reality of the Christian community, the youth in Nepal is like, we try to do Ismail and Chinese community, very generous within Nepal. Very small Christian community in Nepal and very many denominations. Catholics maybe only the 7,000 plus Catholics are in Nepal, very small. So we can count it ourselves. And a limited number of the clergy and religious priests and nuns. We have very few non and priests. So we also have very few believers. Almost nil lay missionary. There's no missionary lay people who are not coming out. There are few in the church level, but not in the national level coming out as lay missionary. Migrated and converted believers. most of the in Kathmandu, if I talk about the main parish of the Kathmandu, the most of the people are converted from the India, the Darjeeling side. Though they are Nepali, but they are Indian Darjeeling, Nepalese. And so other Nepalese, we also are migrated from the rural area. So we are not very few from the Kathmandu itself. Like in the many parishes, even in the plain area in the Tarai, there are so many people coming down from the hill. So most of the believers are migrated, and very few are from the original place, and very few are from the Adivasi area. So, and converted also, of course, Nepal was only one Hindu kingdom in the world. So the Christian community has to be dependent on the conversion. So most of us are converted. We are also converted a few years before. People converted from different cultural backgrounds. So we have different cultural background from different faith. Yeah, this is Kathy Youth's some action from the IMCS photos.
Window. Same class.
Yeah, advanced catechism class. Actually, the challenge is that when I was first in church and I had a lot of questions, but I was not satisfied with the answer that I got from the catechism class. We thought that we need the very advanced catechism class for the young believers, new believers. It's always been complaining actually. Simply saying that who is Jesus Christ is not enough for the to be strong in the faith. So we need the advanced catechism class. That's the challenge for the youth. And career counseling, of course, because Nepal is one of the poor country, the young people, they need the career counseling, and as the Catholic institution has a lot of program going on, so they also need to address the young people and with the career counseling. Yeah, to finish. Acknowledgement, inspiration, and support we already need. So sometimes there is no inspiration from the elderly people, so we need that things. Theological training to enhance their spirituality. And guardianship from the church community. Sometimes like convert people like we, single Catholic in the family, we feel that we have no one in church, we are alone like that. So we need the guardianship from the church community also. And you can see many youth there, most of them are single Catholic in their family. Probably there are only one Catholic in their family, and other are the Hindu or other religion. So, and the opportunity is a Nepalese youth, we have less opportunity also. I'm not taking time, but this is taking time. So I didn't sleep, so thank you very much, Lisa.